Here is a close-up of a stinging nettle flower. There is a slight breeze and enough water for plants and insects. When we came here about an hour ago, there were lots of dragonflies, and even now you can see them. Maybe the camera can see them better. They dart in and out very quickly. And we even saw a fritillary butterfly, which was only found in Canterbury about 25 years ago, but they did a big plan of reintroduction, and that seems to have worked, and we saw one today. We've been seeing them for the last 5-6 years. This is another view of Dreamwood, and every direction you look, it is a place where you can dream. The neighbor's field is doing well, but sadly another neighbor further along has allowed weeds to grow, which tells me only one thing: he has sold the land for building. Soon, I think, England will be one big concrete jungle with a few pockets of oxygen-bearing, giving plants and leaves and trees. Very sad prospect, but somehow they seem to get around all the planning laws, and fields are being sold for building. That farmer was amazing. He used to plant 2 crops a year, and I always admired how much he worked and how his crops looked lovely, and now his crops are all gone and it is nothing but weeds because there will be houses on it. And these houses sadly are not able to be bought by the locals because they are start at about 800,000 or above. And how many people can buy that? You tell me. Sun is streaming through evening wood. The best time for seeing the evening wood in all its glory is in winter, when the sun is very low in the sky and it just streams through. It's a bit early. Sunset is 8:20 or so tonight, and it's about 6 o'clock. I took a beautiful long shot of a butterfly on the ragwort. There are normally, we see cinnabar moths on here, but they may have grown and flown away or turned into butterflies. It was lovely to see that butterfly on it. Just so that I don't forget and people remember, when we first took on the custodianship of this part of Hodswood, Pauline Harvey, who worked for English Nature at the time, was our mentor, our guide, taught us a lot of things, told us we must have ponds, so we built 2 ponds. And in those days, English Nature were very, very active. They were having workshops which were free. We learned how to chop down trees, how to do dead head hedging, how to lay dead head hedging, all that type of stuff. And those were the good old days. Feel very much we are on our own now, but we have learnt a lot thanks to Pauline, who took us under her wing. In fact, apparently English Nature had bid for it and not got the custodianship, but we got it. Because one can never own anything in the universe. It's just for a few years. You look after it and hope that you pass it on to the next generation in a better state than you received it. I can honestly say we have done that here. The last time this was released from the previous owner was 1954, when it went into different people's care, and I think we are the second since 1954. Beautiful display of purple flowers. Pauline was a botanist, and she used to wax lyrical when she saw anything in the wood, and she would say, "Oh, I didn't know this still grew in Kent," and she would be very pleased. But we lost touch with her because she retired, and she did invite us to her retirement party, which was amazing, in a hall with barn dancing and everything. So if anybody knows Pauline Harvey and her whereabouts, please contact her and tell her to contact us. This is a poisonous plant. Its red color tells you, keep away from me, I am poisonous. The horses are grazing happily in the meadow. They have a coat because there are flies, though the owner puts lots of stuff on them and anti-fly, but a coat is really good. They seem to be very happy here. This is an old tree trunk, and I call it my throne, and it is lovely to sit here and look at the surrounding areas with the sun streaming in. It is just after 6 o'clock, and you can see why I call it Dreamwood, especially since it is right next to the meadow. It is unbelievable to think that, Creator willing, universe willing, inshallah, we will have bluebells, but first wood anemones, and then before that we will have, or at the same time have primroses, yellow in this place. It will be covered with bluebells. Now they have all finished and seeded. This is the second pond. It's okay, but it will need a lot of clearing around the bank once August comes, and also it will need cleaning. It's not doing too well. There's not enough water, but still enough to drink for the animals. Those trees need to be brought down. The sky is not as big as it should be. The temperature is 23 degrees Celsius even here at 6 o'clock. There is a slight breeze. I'm wearing a full-sleeved yellow summer jacket because there are still insects ready to bite, though there are lots of dragonflies, and that they do make life a lot easier. So they eat up so many insects. Sunday, the 25th of August 2024, we had a storm and the winds are still very strong. Last year there were no juniper berries. Juniper berries are the berries that are put into beer to give it a particular taste in Kent, and there is a good crop this year. It has been amazing summer, so hopefully we will have a good fruit. But that depends on insects. There has been a catastrophic drop in insect population. Hopefully, with the directive not to mow the lawns and cut the hedges, they may have come back. But the juniper berries are doing well. Here they are, and I will show you against a tape measure to see how big they are. There are loads of them. Very, very nice. This is juniper berry size, and I will take that and sort of move it around so you can see it. They're quite small, just like ordinary berries. Here is another one. These are rose hips. So they are doing well. They're not ripe yet. But the juniper berries are ready. But there we are. Juniper berries are ripening, but that is the size of them. There was a lot of rain 2 days ago, so the pond is full, but the wind is cold. You begin to feel that winter is approaching. 21st of September is the autumn solstice. Night and days are the same length. So feel very much winter is here, but that has its own beauty. The sun is lower in the sky, so you can see parts of evening wood in its beauty and glory. I have been worried about this field. It's about 100 acres, and it looks like it's tenanted by someone we know. It looks like they have sold it for housing. That will just be too upsetting for words. But soon England will be one big concrete jungle, and still they won't have enough room because the houses are not being bought by the locals. They are too expensive for the locals. Only the rich people from everywhere, from Malaysia and so on. That's what I'm doing anyway. These purple flowers are doing well. This bed is doing really well, and it is expanding, which is nice. Gorgeous light purple flowers. And these horses always tend to be this end, which is interesting. If we go to the gate, they come up to us, but they have their coats on. They must like it. Next week is going to be hotter, about 25 degrees Celsius, but today it's 17 degrees Celsius. Winter is here. At least this summer has not been as dry as last summer, but it rained so hard, and yet the ground is so dry that there is nothing in the streams, nothing, no water. This pond is not doing well. The water table is lower today than it was a couple of weeks ago when I videoed this. A lot of work needs to be done. I think the streams are not filling it up, and also the sky is not enough water falls down, but still there is enough water for the animals to drink. That is the main thing really, and other creatures to lay their eggs.